This 26.7 billion in the budget of the DSWD is alien to me.
Saan nang galing itong budget? Baliktad na pala ang budgeting process natin. Ang Kongreso na magde-decide kung anong project i-implement ninyo. Hindi pala kayo ang nagre-request sa Congress na project na pupunduhan, program na pupunduhan. I'd like to ask the question to Chairman George Garcia. Chairman, during our last hearing in Davao City, galit na galit yung mga tao na nakapirma. Gustong-gusto lang bawiin yung pirma nila. And I told the regional director that you said during our previous hearing that hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin para pagbawi ng pirma dahil, as you said, there's no rules covering that withdrawal of signatures. Wala kayong COMELEC resolution, the most, wala talaga kayo enabling law na pagbabasihan sa lahat ng gagawin ninyo. So, sabi nung mga tao doon, yung barangay captain, sabi, sir, hindi naman pwedeng pabayaan yan. Sir, dahil that signature of ours, for us, is sacred. Sagrado yan sa amin, sir. Ngayon na na-realize namin, sir, na kami ay nailad. Alam mo ibig sabihin ng nailad? Naluko. Ay, gusto namin bawiin yun, sir. Hindi po pwede yun. Bubuwiin talaga namin. Tinanong ko yung regional director. Regional director, kung gusto nilang bawiin, mabawi ba nila yung kanilang signature? Sabi ng si regional director Tambuang, sir, in the absence of any rules, policies, I don't know how to do that. Sabi niya, maybe sir, yung nag-submit sa amin na abogado, nakilala man yun, Madam Chairman, di ba? Sino yung abogado na nag-submit, baka pwede pa namin at the very least, may balik sa kanila kung gusto lang bawiin. Attorney Alex Cunanan. So, I told the barangay captain at saka yung mga tao, nandun, kilalaman nyo yung abogado na yun. Puntahan nyo. Sabi ng mga tao, sir, pressure namin yung abogado na yan. Hanapin namin yan para makuha. Now, the next question is, halimbawa, yung mga election officers doon, no, na nagbigay ng certification, na nag-receive sa mga signatures, maawa sila sa mga tao. Kasi, kababayan nila eh. Alam nila, ayaw nila yung kababayan lang na maisahan, ayaw nila yung kababayan lang na maluko. Sabi ng election commissioners, masakit din sa kalooban namin, sir, na yung kababayan namin naloko sa perma. Kaya baka bibigay sila, ibigay nila balik yung signature. Kung kukunin nila, sagrado yan. Kanila yan. Ngayon, kung bibigay yung mga election commissioner, ibigay nila, hindi naman kailangan ito. Balik namin yung pirma sa inyo. Wala, hindi naman kami kikita dito. Kaya yun yan. Okay. Pag ibalik nila, are they, those election officers, liable criminally or at the very least administratively as far as your office is concerned? Kung gagawin nila yan?
Madam Chair, Your Honors, in the absence of the rules, in the meantime, wala naman pong criminal liability. Baka lang po administrative kasi po accountability namin, parang isang nagpa-receive ng sulat. Remember po, Madam Chair, with all due respect, under 6713 po, pagka nga po nagpa-receive ng sulat sa isang ahensya ng pamahalaan, dapat po ay masagot in 15 days. Parang ganun din po. Ngayon po, para po masolve na lang yung problema, na katulad po at napakaganda po yung nabanggit ng ating kagalang-galang Senator Bato de la Rosa, the COMELEC will be issuing the directive to our local COMELEC on what to do with these documents or with these signatures just in case our people who signed the signatures would like to withdraw the signatures from the signature sheets. In the meantime, parang stopgap measure po muna hanggat wala talaga yung review namin. Para lang po sa puso at isip ng mga kababayan natin, at least po, kung sa palagay po nila sila ay naloko, nalinlang, pwede po nila ma-withdraw yung kanilang signature doon po sa nasa amin.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Because ang tingin kasi ng taong bayan, yung mga tao na naloko sa perma, sabi nila, ang dali-dali magpakuha ng perma sa amin with that promise. Tapos ngayon, ang hirap palang i-withdraw. Nung na-realize namin na naloko kami, gusto namin i-withdraw, ang hirap pala. So, paano bang sabi ng ordinaryong tao na sinabihan lang na bibigyan kayo ng AX, ito yung coupon. Nakita mo yung hearing namin? Bini-issue sila ng mga coupon na para pang-claim nila in the near future, pag-release na yung, ano kaya release yun? AKAP ba yun? O AKAP, AX, o whatever. Ako, bago lang yung AKAP sa akin, very foreign to me, ha? Para bang tingin ko is designed for PI yung AKAP na yan, eh. Hindi ko lang talaga alam, pero bago sa akin pandinig yan. Ngayon, sabihin kasi na ordinaryong tao, ano ba itong gobyerno na ito? Porque ordinaryong tao lang kami, pahirapan kami, karapatan na nga namin yan ang nababayulit. Gusto nga na karapatan namin yung bawiin yung aming perma. Hindi pa ibalik sa amin. So that's very, very injustice on the part of the ordinaryong tao. So it is incumbent on your part as kumilik na sana gawan ninyo ng action dahil yung mga tao doon sa Davao, kung parang sa manok pa, nagpapanikad na ba? Yung gano'n na, gusto na talagang sumugod sa election officer, kumilik election officer's office para kunin yung kailang perma. So please, bilisan nyo yan para mabigyan nyo ng guidelines yung mga tao nyo doon sa baba. Dahil yung mga tao naman nyo sa baba, they are willing to do that kung may clearance sa'yo.
Yes, please, Madam Chair.
Wala naman sigurong nagkukontrol sa'yo, no? Wala naman
po.
sigurong
Wala pong-
pipigil sa'yo na gawin yan.
Yes, Madam Chair, Your
Yeah.
Honors. Gagawin po namin. And again, sa mga nanonood po sa kasalukuyan, gusto lang po namin i-guarantee. Lahat po ng mga signature sheets na yan, kasama yung mga signatures, at this point ay walang kwenta. Mere scrap of papers. Kasi wala pa naman pong visa o kadahilanan kung bakit at paano nila gagamitin yung
Sa'yo, walang kwenta. Pero sa nag-initiate na malaki na ang ginastos, malaki na ang kapital ang nasunog, ay sabi mo nga, there's no deadline, expiry. There's no expiration date. So pag nakalimutan na yung issue about PI, pwede ka na namang gabangin ng mga nag-initiate yan, tuloy natin yan dahil kompleto na. We have already, sobra-sobra nga ang na-claim nakuha nila eh. Yung ibang distrito, hindi lang 3%. Yung iba, 20% ang nakuha nila. So, talagang malaki na investment nila dyan. Pwede nilang i-revive yung effort na yan pagtatahimik na naman itong issue na ito. Kaya, dapat maibalik sa kanila yung perma na yan. Sagrado yan, Commissioner. Hindi ako bugado ha, pero ordinaryong tao lang ako. Pero para sa akin, pag ako'y pipirma, paninindigan ko yan. Pwede mo akong maikulong dyan kung pumirma ako at pwede akong mamatay dyan sa pirma na yan. Diba? Sa atin, sa ordinaryong tao. Kaya yung tao na yon, tulungan rin natin na ma-preserve yung kailang dignity. They want to get back their dignity na hindi sila maloko sa ginaganon. O ito, merong card dito. Pirma kayo, bigyan kayo ng card. Later on, that card can be claimed for cash ayuda from the government. Yun ang sabi sa kanila. So, please, Commissioner, gawin niyo po. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chair,
Madam,
Your Honors.
thank you, Madam
Maraming
Chair.
salamat po. We will do that immediately.
Madam Chair.
Yes, maraming salamat at gusto ko lang humirit. Nagulat din ako sa AKAP at mas lalo akong nagulat sa halaga. 26.7 billion. Isang programa na ngayon ko lang natuklasan at ngayon lang narinig, pero may bilin dito sa text, all soft projects including AKAP must go through the office of the Speaker. AKAP, AX, TUPAD, MAIP for the PI and other efforts.
Madam
Yes,
Chair.
Senator JB,
Ako rin
please.
medyo naging curious sa AKAP, ngayon ko lang narinig eh. No? Siguro can ask DSWD, what is this program about? Is it just between the House and kasi wala ho kami sa Senate na alam niyan eh. So is it with DSWD and the House of Representatives yung program?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, ACAP is just as foreign to us technically as Senator Bato, as it is provided
Yes,
in
Yusek
line
Di Mapuro,
item.
I understand that it's under the DSWD budget. If you recall, in the Senate, I handle the DSWD budget, but like the COMELEC's mysterious addition of 12 billion, this 26.7 billion in the budget of the DSWD is alien to me.
Yes.
Madam Chair, if this WD declares that this is foreign to them, Saan lang galing itong budget? Baligtad na pala ang budgeting process natin. Ang Kongreso na magde-decide kung anong project i-implement ninyo. Hindi pala kayo ang nagre-request sa Congress na project na papunduhan, program na papunduhan. Baligtad eh.
Madam Chair, it is not an exclusive project or program for Congress. It will be regular program, but it is technically foreign in the sense that it has no guidelines yet.
Yes, Yusek
So it does not
Did you
exist
request
as a
for this
program.
project? Was it in the NAP? It was not.
No.
There we go. Yes. Do we allot sums of money, enormous sums of money such as this, almost 27 billion, for a project or a program that is undefined, unnamed, unfamiliar, with no guidelines whatsoever, with no target beneficiaries, and is just left open? Is this the usual practice in the DSWD?
Not necessarily a usual practice
Not
in the
necessarily.
DSWD.
So sometimes DSWD has these magical projects that no one has ever heard of before.
We don't create magical projects, Madam Chair. These are
But
part
when
of
is
the
it
GAA.
necessary? You said not necessarily. So there are times when it is necessary to invent projects?
There are times when there are necessary projects to
Yes, you have QRF and you have all kinds of emergency
Yes.
assistance. I'm very familiar. Why do you have to invent ACAP?
ACAP is not invented. I
But you
believe
just said that guidelines and the purposes had not been established.
yes, guidelines have to go through proper policy procedures. So
Pero
it's not
linagyan na ng
invented out
pera,
of the
walang
air.
nakakaintindi kung paano gagawin, kung kanino ibibigay. Walang kaplano-plano pero may pera na.
Madam Chair, there are programs that are provided by the GAA for NGAs to implement. But before we
Yes,
do
with all
implement,
due
we have
respect,
to...
Yusek, that is not the usual budget process we're familiar with. There's always a very well-defined project or program before a line item magically appears in the GAA. It's fought over, debated, and discussed very, very thoroughly in the subcommittees as well as the plenary. This wasn't.
Madam Chair, we are currently creating the guidelines and we would be happy to share with...
Parang baliktad naman yata yung buhay natin. Ngayon mag-iimbento ng dahilan, magdi-design ng project, pupunteriya yung mga beneficiary. Pero in the meantime, linagyan muna ng bilyon-bilyon. Yan na ba talaga ang patakaran ng DSWD?
Madam Chair, for programs that are intended for the poor, vulnerable, and disadvantaged, we welcome, obviously, more programs. And we would be grateful to be able to implement these other programs.
I'm familiar with your mandate, but nothing in your mandate indicates that you should be inventing projects and that you are exempt from usual budgetary study and procedure. I'm sorry.
Madam Chair, kaya siguro nagkaganon dahil hindi talaga sa kanila yung programa na yan.
Gagawa lang sila ngayon.
Oh, hindi talaga sa kanila. With due respect lang, in fairness to Yusek Di Maporo, bago nga yan sa kanya. Sabi nga niya, foreign eh. Hindi niya alam. So, huwag ka mag-alala. We are not faulting you for that. Kaya we are just investigating dahil the usual mangyari is meron ng bahay yung pondo, like AX. Kung sisingit man yung meron mang intervention dyan during the BICAM, ang lower house at saka upper house, the most that they can do is siguro dagdagan yung amount ng AX na yan. Pero may bahay na yan. Pero yung gagawa ng bagong bahay dyan during the BICAM, I don't know how feasible is that. Kaya nga sabi ng aming chairman, it's very magical. Kayo mismo, DSWD, hindi nyo alam na, uy, boom! May
teka.
ACAP pala na ganito kalaki. Ng halaga.
Nabasa lang ako bigla, o naalala ko lang bigla. Sabi ni Yusek Di Maporo, hindi kita inaaway wag mo ipagtanggol yung ACAP pag hindi mo alam. Kasi lahat kami hindi alam. Kahit sinasabi ng DSWD, wala silang alam tungkol sa guidelines, foreign itong project, at linagay lang dyan, nasa press release na yung AKAP will provide 5,000 cash payment to 12 million poor households. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I've read those press releases,
But isn't this a
Madam
mere
Chair.
duplication of so many programs already initiated by previous administrations, the 4Ps and then the AICs, the never-ending ayuda, SAP 1, SAP 2, walang katapusan to. So this is hardly a guideline. Pero ang liwanag na, nangako na ng 5,000 sa
Madam Chair,
12 million households. Baka hindi mo alam.
Madam Chair, I cannot confirm whether those are the numbers that are decided on, as we don't have any guidelines yet.
Pamaskong handog to lumabas sa PNA December 27.
Well, for our Christmas programs, or we don't have AKAP in or any of our Christmas programs, I can say that definitively. But with regard to any pronouncements of how AKAP will be implemented and what amounts will be provided through AKAP, we don't have guidelines for that yet, Madam
Sige,
Chair.
Yusek, ganito na lang, magtulungan na lang tayo. Alamin natin ang mga detalye nitong programa to. Pareho kami ni Senator Bato, ni Senator JV, Senator Risa. Nagugulat po kami kung saan to galing at ano ibig sabihin.
Yes po, Madam Chair. And I'd also like to say that we are very open to many innovations and new programs in DSWD. And it is not a new thing where we create something new.
Madam Chair, just to add.
Okay lang yan, okay lang.
I'm not gonna fight with you over that, but that's completely inaccurate and untrue. Okay, Senator Bato, please.
Pagkuha ko lang kay Yusek na walang problema. Wala kang problema ito sa amin. Huwag ka mag-alala. Ang amin lang talaga is, nagulat lang kami sa Senado. AKAP. Hindi namin nakita yan sa, kahit na ilang araw mo pag-aralan yung NEP, kahit ilang araw mo pag-aralan yung GAB, hanggang sa kwan, hindi mo talaga makita yan. Nagulat na lang kami ngayon na may ganyan pala. Ikaw nga, nagulat ka sa inyong departamento yan. Okay lang, pareho tayong nagulat ngayon.
A happy
Huwag ka
surprise,
mag-alala.
Senator
Ha?
Bato, Madam Chair. A happy surprise because it will help the disadvantaged
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
Hindi, walang problema yan.
Hindi, okay lang yan.
Kung mapunta sa taong bayan yan, importante yan. Okay ako, walang problema. Yung nga lang, siguruhin ninyo dahil ang PNP ngayon, nagbabantay na pag mag-release kayo na babawasan na naman yung pera, ang 10,000 ibigay sa tao, tapos ibalik yung, bawiin yung 9,000, 1,000 lang maiwan doon sa tao. You hear that during our hearings, di ba?
Yes, Madam
kaya
Chair, we
bantayan
are
ninyo
happy
talaga
for the
yan.
support of PNP to help
Yeah.
us in those payment areas.
Eh,
Off-site payment areas po siya.
thank you.
Madam Chair, dagdagan ko na
Madam
lang. Dagdagan ko na lang
Senator JV,
yung pagka-surprise
hindi kita inaaway,
natin.
mahal ko yung pamilya mo. Ang
course.
problema, wag mo ipagtatanggol yung hindi mo kaya ipagtanggol. Ayan,
Madam
Senator
Chair,
JV,
dagdagan ko na
please.
lang siguro yung surprise na ito. According to infos, our appropriations chair of House, Saldico, said that 60 billion for the ACA program under the 2024 budget with 26.7 already lodged under DSWD. So 60 billion pa lang allocated dyan. So 26 billion pa lang nasa DSWD.